Well, it is Valentine's Day, and guess what? Today is where the day hearts get broken, because I ain't playing this love nonsense today. Well, kind of, but you'll understand why as we go through this video. But mostly, if you are having a nice Valentine's Day, then cheers to you. If you're lonely on this Valentine's Day, then go masturbate to your favorite waifu, because they're waiting on you and they want to see that nut get on their faces. So that's how it's gonna be. Hopefully you guys still enjoy this entire series. I know I kind of been late on a lot of this stuff somewhat, like these videos haven't been coming out as fast as they used to be, but that's because again I'm trying to think of how to do this stuff and it's not all that easy, but it is challenging my brain to make something interesting. But hopefully you guys enjoy this series and hopefully you guys still want to see more of this content when it comes to it. And without any further ado, here we go. What's up YouTube? It's Lamine and Chiaki, and today's reaction is coming from you guys. We're ready to go. Yeah. Chiaki and Lamine started a reaction channel. Don't question me why that is a thing. Don't question me. Anyway, their request that came from the people also was very horrible as well. And that was Two Girls, One Cup. I don't need to explain to you what that is. I'm pretty sure just by saying the name, you know what that is and all the horrifyingness that comes from that. How are these people not sick or have diseases after dealing with that? But anyway, you know, they watched it and immediately they were defeated. Chiaki was just grunting at that point because she didn't want to see any more of that. And Lamine was like, let's not post this one. And so I'm walking in and I'm just like, what's wrong with you guys? And I see what they're watching. I'm just like, oh, y'all finally watched it, huh? Honestly, it's a horror video that should not even be made. I've seen it before. Don't like it, obviously. It's too damn weird. It's too damn weird. Anyway, someone starts going through the door that leads into the student council office room. And pretty much Chiaki turns around and is like, Tenko? And Lamine is just still sick. She's just like, I'm gonna head to the bathroom because, you know, I actually gotta throw up, excuse me. And so to myself, when I saw Tenko, obviously, because we know how Tenko is, I'm just like, fudge. What's up, Tenko? And Tenko already blasting on me, talking about something. So, if you're here, then what Junko said must be true. This degenerate male is sleeping with my classmates. And I'm like, where the hell did that come from? We aren't. In case you've forgotten, the school doesn't know that the whole smashing session is happening with Jay and anybody else that's involved. And basically, Chiaki's just like, you shouldn't believe Junko's lies. And Tenko's like, he's making you say that. Don't fall for it, Chiaki. Tenko also goes on to be like, he'll probably throw you in a sex dungeon. You know how males can be. And then I'm like, at this point, because I already know Tenko's not going to shut up about this, I'm like, not every male is an effing threat. And Tenko's just like, speak for yourself. I make sure to use my Neo Aikido to ward off lustful beasts. And Chiaki's about to throw the hammer down at this point. She's just like, you're taking this way too far. Jay has been going through so much recently, and adding this onto him is just unnecessary. The fact that you think all men are bad says more about you than them. I love Jay, and he has been nothing but kind to us. And if you hate men that much, you're really gonna hate this. And Chiaki just takes off her clothes. I mean, she was really trying to make a statement here. I mean, I ain't complaining, but like, hey yo. Anyway, Chiaki continues to go on and say, he can be as much of a degenerate as he wants, and I'll embrace him. And I'm just like, Chiaki, oh, hold on now. And so Tenko's like, whatever, I'm gonna tell people tomorrow, so rumors will spread regardless. And she leaves the classroom, and she leaves the club room. And pretty much at this point, I'm just like, Chiaki, do you really like being around me like that? And so she's like, I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't true. I know Kaneko loves you and she's my friend, but I want you to myself too. And so she puts her hands around my shoulders, and pretty much I'm just like, I really like you too, but shouldn't we worry about Tenko? And so Chiaki's like, don't think about her right now. I just want you to relax. And so her breast presses into my freaking chest, man. It gets really, really hard to breathe up in here, I ain't gonna lie. And so I'm just like, yeah, I guess we can deal with that later. And so Chiaki tilts her head over to the side just a little bit. And with a brief moment of things, the despair me kicks back in, and already on his breath to himself without Shiaki obviously hearing, he's just like, Tenko. Already, the man is already mad. Now, to that later that night, we see this picture. Remember this picture? If you've seen the AMV of the season 1 of this series, then, you know, you wouldn't know what this is. Anyway, later that night, Jay, the despair version of Jay, ended up going to Tenko's house. Yes, like not even kidding. He went into Tenko's house and broke in with no one noticing. And so Tsumugi finally comes back. Where the hell have you been? Have you been enjoying your vacation, Tsumugi? Anyway, she's basically like, so is this what you're thinking? Why? And so the despair me is already just like, she annoys me. She'll be more useful broken than fixed. And Tsumugi is just like shaking her head at this point. This boy here. Alright, if that's what you want. And Tsumugi just leaves. And essentially, the despair version of me has his way with Tenko. Basically, she got McDonald's rep paid. Let's not beat around the bush right here. Anyway, the next day, obviously, because despair me is a different version of me, I don't know what necessarily happened last night. And because all I'm thinking is something weird is going on here. And essentially, I'm just like, I don't know why Tenko is acting like this. She's more than weird. She's acting more weird than usual. And so Tenko is just like, I'm only weird for you, master. And Lamine just looking at her from the back. It's just like bringing up the biggest question right now. Why she got a bigger butt than me? I don't know, Lamine. Lamine, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Anyway, Shiaki goes on to come up with a conclusion pretty quickly. And she's like, I think this is despair. You might have done something. And I'm just like, did the other me F her? And so Shiaki's like, possibly. Junko wouldn't use her like that, from what I know. And if she's like this, I don't think we can fix her. This must be different from the demanding despair. And I'm just like, shit. And Shiaki's like, that's not all though. Jay, Kaede, she's gone missing. So this is the difference between, you know, the demanding despair and then the direct approach, I would say, honestly, is that the demanding despair, if you're in the vicinity of it going off, then most likely if you are a female, you're going to fall for Jay and start having feelings for him, regardless of how you, if you want it or not, honestly. And if you are getting pretty much F'd by despair Jay completely, then you're gonna be basically a brain dead slut, honestly. The only thing on your mind is gonna be dick and sex. That's pretty much how it's gonna be, and it's only gonna be directed towards Jay and how, you know, how much you want him. And that's essentially what will happen, unfortunately. But that's pretty much the difference between the demanding despair and the really direct approach of despair, honestly. One will let you, you know, kind of have a nice way of going about falling in love with Jay, but the other one will just make you a brain dead whore, honestly. It will not be a good day for you, to be perfectly honest. Like, you can still act and operate the same way you normally would, but you're gonna, the moment you be around him is the moment you just break down and beg for him, honestly. That's pretty much how that's gonna go, which really kind of sucks, and, you know, you could probably see how that could be a problem. And really, if you might be like, well damn, Jay just really did just McDonald's or hate someone, I wouldn't even put that on him. Mainly that's the spirit, him kicking that in, honestly. That's really his fault. So yeah, the next act of the story, Mukuro goes into an empty classroom at night because it's now, you know, the day has passed. She's at night. She's the only one at the school. And essentially, she just looks around for a minute and just be like, sighing. And then she goes and says, Ajimu, I know you're here. And Ajimu appears from nowhere. And of course I gotta throw this girl into this story. Do you not know how powerful she is? I made a whole video talking about all the skills that she has. Well, majority of the skills that she has. Not even majority. Some of the skills that she has. Honestly, go check that video out. But anyway, Ajimu is like, oh, Mukuro. So what do I owe the pleasure of your visit? And Ajimu is just like, let me guess. You're conflicted about your sister again. How unusual. And Mukuro is just like, yes, I do love my sister, but I can't keep taking her abuse. I might consider to help Jay. And Ajimu is just like, if I wasn't sealed here, I could use the flask plan on you. But I changed my mind. Soon, when I'm released, I'll make her the candidate for the plan. And if you don't know what the Flash plan is, essentially it's a plan to make the perfect human being. Essentially, that's what it is. And if you watch Medaka Box, you would already know what that is. Watch the damn show! Anyway, there's been multiple candidates that actually has happened, well, tried to happen. Zenkishu was one, but that didn't go well. Medaka was one, but that obviously didn't work. You know, I think the main person that was the antagonist of Season 2 tried to do something too, but with the Flash plan, but that didn't work either. And so the Flash plan was never really used, but Ajimu obviously wants to continue researching it, even if, you know, it doesn't go her way. But that's that's not even that really relevant to this story, honestly. Just again, a little bit of a hint. Go watch Medaka Box, damn it. Anyway, Mukuro is just like, you're gonna be released soon? And who are you talking about? Also, yes, Ajimu in the real series got sealed up, and that's essentially in the whole entire school. So essentially, I did the same thing here. So, you know, respect to that canon, honestly, and respect to a really good anime. Anyway, so Mukuro asked that question, and Ajimu was just like, don't worry about my plans. You should worry about the next arc. For now, go back to your sister. The future is in action. And with that, Ajimu disappeared, leaving Mukuro by herself, conflicted on what to do. And I feel like that's something Ajimu would honestly say. Let's get to the last arc, and by far the heaviest part of this entire story today. So, Toko in the student council classroom is just sitting with me, and pretty much she's just like, you seem worried. And I'm just like, how can I not be? Blue becoming a real person? I heard Tenko and Kade gone missing? You telling me you would be normal after juggling all this? Goodness knows what Junko is trying to do right now either. I honestly don't know what is happening anymore. Every time I get a chance to forget, I'm reminded of the despair a few seconds later, and with Kaede, I just hope she's okay. I'm starting to lose hope for all this. And Toko's just like, if you lose that then, and then right when she says that, and Shiaki and Blue, really more following Shiaki honestly, bursts into the room, and Shiaki just like, Jay, look at your messages. Junko sent you something. And so I see some of my messages, and I find a link, and it ends up going into a live stream. And I'm like, Junko! And so Junko's like, hello, honey pop. Sorry if I can't hear you. This audio is one way only. And so Toko already knows what's the deal. She's just like, wait, is this the Clash trial? Now, at this point, I have not written anything down on Twitter because I wanted to keep this part a secret. So anything that happens at this point from any part of dialogue is straight from my brain. No paper, no pencil, no none of that shit. So I don't know how this is gonna go down, but pray for me. Junko, the hell are you think you're doing? And so apparently at this point, because Junko can't hear what I'm saying, she's just like, look at your face, you look so worried. Honestly, I didn't think you was gonna be that much of a simp for me. If you really wanted to be by my side, I would have just invited you to the Clash trial if that's what you wanted. But we know how you are. You always want to play hero and try to be acting like you're the only person around that can do things, but unfortunately, this time around, it's really not up to you. Jay, all I really want is to see you fall into despair. That is all I really want. But I know how you are. You're not gonna operate the way I want you to. So, I'm just gonna play my own game and essentially do things my own way. And I'm just looking pissed at her at this point. And she's just like, oh, are you mad at little old me? Oh, I'm so scared of you. Those eyes look so scary. Are you trying to be so mad at me? Oh, Jay, I could honestly pee my own pants. I hope you don't do anything to hurt me, ooh. Oh, whoa. Honestly, Jay, you're such an easy book to read. And that's why I love you so much. Because of that. Because you want to act like you're a hero. But you're not. Not even close. I don't care how much those girls are fooled. Much less how much your own people that care about you are fooled. You are nothing more than a sad, lonely degenerate that could just love to fall into despair. Even more so, I just want you to myself. I just want to make that despair baby with you. As I know, you won't let me have my way. So, as I said before, I'm gonna play by my own game. Isn't that right, Kaede? And Kaede just on the ground floor, just like the class trial. She's just like, Junko, I don't want any of this. Please just let me go. And so obviously we see Kaede and it's just not going great, honestly. And at this point, everything feels like hell is about to break loose. And so Kaede is just crying, begging for her life. And obviously Junko is just loving all of this at this point. And so her eyes get super really crazy. And at this point, Junko doesn't care anymore. And she's just like,
let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment
once the execution happened, just utter silence came to Jay and everyone else for a minute, until Chiaki pretty much shrieked and just broke down crying, and essentially was like, no, not this again. And so Toko was even just like the same way. She was like, I thought we were going to be safe here. I thought we didn't have to go through with any of this again. Jay, what? I can't watch this anymore. And so even my ass is just like, Junko, you killed Kaede. Damn it! And so basically, Junko is like enjoying her moments because she was just masturbating through the entire execution. And so she was like, oh, that was good. I wish I had more time to feel myself, but I guess I had to end it here. So, I hope you enjoyed the show, Jay. Just know, hopefully you'll like to see more of this happening. Before the transmission just straight up ends, Despair Jay just kicks in full of tears, just like, Junko, I'm going to kill you! And so, this transmission finally ends. And now, Junko is just like, oh, that was very good. Mukuro, where the hell have you been? Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and try to pick out another person that Jay loves. I'm thinking we should go for the main course and take down Koneko. Don't you think so, Mukuro? And before Mukuro even responds, Junko's eyes widen as she just got shanked from the back by Mukuro. And she's just like, are you serious? What the hell are you doing? And so Mukuro is just like, oh, I'm sorry, Junko. I thought you might look cuter in blood. And so you're just like, aw shit, I know that line. And essentially, the moment she says that, Mukuro's face is oozing off and everything about her is changing her form. And it was Toga the entire time. And essentially, Toga just stabbed Junko in the back, taking some of her blood as well. And so now Toga just like, finally, I got to have some blood of the despair myself. Now I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do everything I want with this. And essentially, Junko just laid on the ground like, you bitch, honestly. And so at that point, Toga just examining her knives and just like, maybe I should just take you out right now. Let me just finish the job right now, considering the fact that it would be a lot more helpful for Jay if you stayed dead this time. And so before Toga even tries to dare make a move on Junko with her stabbed ass, that's what she get. Mukuro comes in, the real Mukuro comes in, and essentially she's like, damn you, how dare you do that to Junko? And so Toga is like running away because she already knows Mukuro is the ultimate soldier. Ain't no way Toga can take down the ultimate soldier, especially at this point in time. So instead, Toga takes off her clothes and throws it at Mukuro to slow her down a bit. And she just takes off, honestly. Junko is also just at this point calling Mukuro's name silently, just like, Mukuro, help your sister. And so, obviously, because Mukuro is soft for Junko, she's just like, of course, don't worry, I'm gonna take good care of you. I promise, Junko. And that's how the story ends. So yeah, a lot of heavy stuff has happened in this video. A lot of heavy stuff happened in this episode. Kaede's dead again, and how ironic it is that she died literally the first time in this series. And she died the first time in her introduction to Danganronpa, honestly, with V3, honestly. So that sucks. Anyway, and then now we also have Toga, which honestly, I kind of put Toga in more so because I keep seeing people asking for Toga to get put into the story, so this is that. I really didn't plan for her to be in a Valentine's Day episode, but in the Valentine's Day episode of this, I really didn't plan this, but because people wanted Toga to come through, I kind of was just like, yeah, let's just go ahead and give people to Toga, because a lot of people would want Toga, honestly. So, yeah, essentially, that's what happened. Now that Junko has killed Kaede, how is Jay gonna respond to all this? How is he gonna operate after all this goes down? Honestly, Jay cannot be in a good headspace with all this at this point. And this only just goes ahead and just let Junko does what she wants. To let her despair keep flowing within Jay potentially could destroy the safe haven if he's not careful. But that's pretty much what this story has to conclude at. And that is pretty much all I have for you guys today. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification everybody else. Also follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and like to this channel, Patreon, and Ko-Fi is available as well. And until then, this is your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.